let us study the pattern synthesis and pattern multiplications. Already we know what is meant by pattern multiplication. Now, let us study what is meant by pattern synthesis. The process of specifying the array with the available antenna for a given pattern is known as pattern synthesis. The meaning of this is that you can obtain a specified radiation pattern by specifying the number of arrays for a given antennas. There are different approaches are there. The simplest approach for the array synthesis is the pattern multiplication, and the second one is trial and error method for the desired pattern. The overall meaning of this pattern synthesis is that you can specify the desired pattern by specifying the arrays with the available antennas. Now, so this is the diagram which is showing the north, south, east and the west, and for the desired pattern is considered, you can obtain the antenna radiation and any antenna radiations of any pattern. You can obtain any type of the antenna patterns either in the east or the west, north or the south, northeast, northwest, southwest or southeast in any directions. Now, for example, so this is the desired pattern what we want to have, that is the pattern should be in between northeast and the northwest. So, that is you want to have a pattern at this particular point, because so this is your northwest. You want to have a pattern like this. So, that you can achieve, or any type of the patterns you can achieve using the pattern synthesis. So, for this particular purposes, now consider two isotropic point sources along the north and the south. Now, this is our north as you are having a north here, and this is south as you are having the south here. Along the north and south, we are placing two isotropic point sources, point source 1 and the point source 2, to get the desired patterns. Then the angle what you are having between the north and this northwest, this is phi, and the angle what you are getting from this point to this particular point, it is 135 degrees. And along this particular directions, we want to have a null radiations or the no radiations, and the distance between these two antenna elements will be equal to d. Then the field pattern for this array is E1 equal to cos of psi by 2 and psi equal to dr cos phi plus delta. Now, for an extended end fire operation to have a peak in the direction north. Now, we want extended end fire array to have a peak or the maximum radiation in the direction of north where phi equal to 0. For this particular purposes, let the distance d is equal to 0.3 lambda and psi equal to 0.6 pi cos of phi plus delta. Then to have a null in a direction phi equal to 135 degree, that is you want to have a null at an angle of 135 degrees, then psi is equal to 0.6 pi cos of this phi we are specifying it as 135 plus delta. Therefore, psi by 2 is equal to 2k plus 1 into pi by 2. All these particular things we are specifying how our radiation pattern looks like or how it should be. Or in other words, or 0.6 cos of 135 degree plus delta equal to 2k plus 1 into pi. Now, in this go on substitute the values of k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. For k equal to 0, we will get delta equal to minus 104 degrees. Hence, E1 equal to cos of 0.3 pi cos of phi minus 52 degree. Then the primary pattern, so we will get it from the equation cos of 54 degree minus of 52 degrees. Now, once if we calculate the primary patterns, now calculate the secondary patterns, because the antenna synthesis or the pattern synthesis you can do with the pattern multiplication. Consider a secondary patterns of isotropic source along the north and the south. Here we are considering a secondary array of isotropic point sources which are placed along the north and the south, and they are separated by a distance of 0.6 lambda. And to obtain null in the direction of east, here with this particular arrangement we want to obtain null in the direction of the east. For delta equal to 180 degree or pi radians, there is a null in the direction of the east. Since the pattern is simple end fire system. Since for the end fire system the radiation is 0 along the axis of the antenna, so therefore along the axis of the antenna, so we are getting the nulls. after all the preliminary calculations, now we can draw the pattern of an antenna array where we are having the primary patterns and the secondary patterns, and array synthesis can be obtained by pattern multiplications. Now, the primary patterns can be obtained from the equation E1 equal to cos of 54 degree cos of phi minus of 52 degree, where this particular phi value will go on changing for different values. So the primary radiation patterns will get like this. Then secondary pattern can be calculated from the equation E2 equal to cos of 108 degree cos of phi plus 90 degrees. Therefore, the secondary pattern E2 is plotted by E2 equal to cos of dr by 2 cos of phi plus 90. This is equal to cos of 180 degree cos of phi plus 90 degree. So that is whatever the equation it is written here, it is taken from this one. Now, in this particular equation, if you go on changing the different values of phi, so then we will get the radiation patterns like this. Then array synthesis is nothing but the pattern multiplication. The multiplication of these two now going to give us the result like this. Now, you are getting a radiation patterns only in one directions and no radiation in these directions and no radiation in these directions and no radiation in these directions. As in the problem, null radiation in the east directions. In the east direction you don't have any radiation. In the west direction you don't have any radiation. We have the radiation only in the north directions and no radiation in the south directions. So this is how by antenna synthesis you can obtain the desired radiation pattern. the resultant field pattern almost satisfy the desired pattern. Therefore, the resultant pattern E equal to cos of 54 into cos phi minus of 52 degree into cos of 108 degree into cos phi plus 90 degrees. And this complete array can be obtained by replacing each isotropic antenna of the secondary by two sources array producing the primary pattern. That is, to obtain this resultant patterns, the complete array can be obtained by replacing each isotropic antenna of the secondary by two source arrays producing the primary patterns. The complete antenna is a linear array as shown in figure. So, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. We are having a 4 antenna elements because here you have one isotropic source producing the secondary pattern, and here we are having one isotropic source producing the secondary patterns. Now, with respect to this secondary isotropic source is replaced by two sources, and this secondary source is replaced by two sources, and this is producing the primary pattern and this is producing the primary patterns. Then all isotropic sources carry equal currents in magnitudes. Then the current in source 2 leads the current in source 1, and current in source 4 leads the current in source 2 by an angle of 104 degrees. And the current in source 1 is out of with current in source 3, and the current in source 2 is out of phase with current in source 4. Now consider non-isotropic and dissimilar point sources. That is, whatever the antenna elements you are using, so they are non-isotropic and dissimilar. Let us consider such point sources are connected here. Now, for simplification purposes, only two sources are connected, source number 1 and source number 2, and we are observing the field strength due to these particular sources at the point P. Therefore, point P is the point of observation, and the field produced by the source 1 is E1 and the field produced by the source 2 is E2, and this is the angle. Now consider two dissimilar sources separated by a distance d, and the field produced by the source 1 is E1, field produced by the source 2 is E2, and at the point P we are observing the total field produced by source 1 and source 2. So therefore it is called as a point of observations, and the total field at the observation point is, that is at this particular point the total field equal to E1 plus E2, that is E1 plus E2, and if E1 is equal to E0 into f of phi at an angle of FR of phi, and E2 equal to AE0 into f of phi at an angle of FE of phi plus dr cos of phi plus delta, where this E0 and A0 are the amplitudes, and this FE of phi and FE of phi are the phase patterns. So here we are having f of phi and FE of phi. So these are the phase patterns, and f of phi and f of phi are the field magnitude patterns. That is, f of phi and lowercase f of phi are the magnitude patterns. And the phase difference between 1 and 2 is, the phase difference between 1 and 2 is psi equal to FE of phi plus dr cos phi plus delta minus FE of phi. If the field magnitude patterns are identical, then the resultant field E, what you are getting it here, is equal to E equal to 2E0 f of phi cos of psi by 2 at an angle of FE of phi plus psi by 2. Since f of phi is equal to f of phi, if E1 equal to E cos at an angle of 0 degree and E2 is equal to sin phi at an angle of psi, where the psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta. Now, as the two sources are dissimilar, now the radiation pattern produced by the source 1 is like this, and the radiation pattern produced by the source 2 is like this, and these two are separated by a distance d, and we are calculating the resultant field produced by such two dissimilar sources. Then the resultant pattern is E equal to E1 plus E2. Considering a particular case where d is equal to lambda by 4 and the phase difference equal to pi by 2, then psi equal to pi by 2 cos of phi plus 1. Then if you go on changing the different values of phi, and if you calculate the values of psi, so then we are going to get the radiation patterns like this. Once after all these calculations are over, we can draw the magnitude patterns and the phase patterns, and the magnitude patterns looks like this and the phase pattern looks like this.